Now, we get News First exposed several reports on the Central Expressway in the recent past. Now, cabinet approval has been granted to award the fourth phase of the project of a Chinese company by the name of Gashuma. Although cabinet approval was granted for the fourth phase of the project, the first and third phases of the same project are facing major setbacks.
It has been 4 years since the construction of the Central Highway began. The initial plan was for the first phase to be constructed from Kadawatha to Mirigama, the second phase from Mirigama to Kurunegala, and the third phase from Potuhera to Galagedara. The fourth phase was planned to be constructed from Kurunegala to Dambulla. The construction of the first phase was agreed to be handed over to China. However, the expected loan for the project has not yet been granted by the ADB. An agreement was struck for a loan of $1 billion. However, Sri Lanka has to pay an advance of 15% before the loan is granted. The Ministry of Highways stated that the preparations are being made to seek cabinet approval for the payment of the sum. Against the backdrop where the construction of the first phase of the project is on hold, steps were taken to hand over the construction of the fourth phase of the project to China. Meanwhile, the construction of the second phase of the Central Expressway project is being carried out by a number of local contractors through loans obtained from state banks. Although the construction of this section from Mirigama to Kurunegala is nearing completion, the phase 2 has hit a stumbling block due to issues with the construction of the interchange at Potuhera. The construction of the interchange was included in the third phase of the project, and thereby the project had been handed over to Japan. However, due to an urgent need to construct the Potuhera interchange, the government presented a proposal to cabinet to include this section under the second phase of the project. While the consideration of the proposal at the cabinet was postponed for 2 weeks, the minister in charge of the ministry, Kabir Hashim, resigned in the interim. The Japanese company Taisei has warned the government of a complete withdrawal from the construction of the third phase of the project if this section is included under the second phase. If this interchange is constructed under the third phase, it will take 2 more years for the completion of the second phase of the project. The first, second and third phases of the Central Expressway project is in jeopardy.
The Colombo-Kandy Expressway is an embodiment of the failures and inefficiencies of the present government. They first divided the project into 3 phases. After 4 years of idling, it is now reported that the third phase is due to be cancelled. Is this true, Minister? For 4 years, local representatives visited Japan and Japanese representatives visited Sri Lanka to discuss the terms of the agreement. It was then informed to Parliament that the contract was awarded to a company named Taisei. But now we learn that the deal has been cancelled. What is the meaning of this? We must not forget that the previous government was in power for a period of 10 years. The present government has only been in power for 4 years. If you and your colleagues had left this government a bit earlier, we could have taken these decisions and concluded this matter much faster. Go and ask your leader who made the decision at the time. Ask your leader who made investment committee decisions. Provide answers to these questions. The present government has failed to make any decision. They failed in the past and even in the present. Shall I name the projects that were undertaken because of me? Do not talk about matters that we are not aware of. This is an inefficient and unsuccessful government that is incapable of making any decision, and a government that fights from morning till evening. No, let me answer. Let me provide an answer to embarrass all of you. 80% of the FDI received last year is from China. Therefore, the present government cannot take credit for that. Let's now wait and see the FDI figures for this year. However, we cannot blame you. You were not given the suitable position. Now tell me, aren't experts such as you worth of cabinet positions? Do you not believe you are worthy enough? An MP cannot operate in the same capacity as a minister. Therefore, your statement is a lie. However, we wish that knowledgeable and talented people like you are appointed to right positions.